There we go. What is up, guys? DJ Rick Webb, and this is the beginning of weekly Q&As that I'm going to be doing on this channel. I don't have a set day of what I'm going to do, but today is currently actually Christmas Eve, so it's Saturday? Saturday probably won't work, because normally I have gigs on Saturday, but Christmas Eve, don't have a gig. I was thinking maybe like Wednesday. Wednesday sounds like a good day, like Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when I'm going to do Q&A. All my questions are coming from Instagram and Snapchat. You can check me out here, or here. Snapchat, Instagram. That is where I ask you guys for questions for the Q&As. So if you guys want to participate in the Q&As, go follow me there. First question on Snapchat comes from that one guy named Jake. And he asked, what is the hardest part about being a DJ? The hardest part about being a DJ, by far, is downloading and organizing music on a weekly basis. Actually finding time and dedicating time to download new music and organize new music and stay on top of new music. That's what I consider to be the hardest thing. These next questions come from Hans Martin on Snapchat as well. He asked me like 3 or 4 questions, so I'm only going to answer like 2 here. His main question was asking, he's very unsure on how pricing works and how to price himself. The number one thing you need to consider is that it's all based on you. It's how much you think you're worth. But to give you guys some insight on how to like help sell yourself in that, because back when I worked as my own business, not like I do now. Now I just throw out a number and that's what they figure out how to pay me and they get the clients. But when I actually had to sell myself to get these clients, I came up with some methods to explain why they're looking at it and they're going, you're getting paid $100 an hour for a 5-hour gig? No, I had to explain to them there's a lot that goes into that. So I broke down into, I took the value of my equipment, just say for numbers, my value of equipment is $1,000. It's way over that, obviously. But 10% of that is what I would tell them. I'll tell you, I'm charging 10% of the value of the equipment I'm bringing, because that's an average rental fee if you would go out there and buy the equipment, or go out there and rent the equipment to bring it to your gig. So that's $100. And then I would be like, there's 2 hours of teardown, there's 1 hour setup. I pay myself accordingly, however much you think you should be paid for that. I normally went like 10 to 20 bucks an hour for that. And then I'm like, there's 5 hours of gig time, I gotta pay myself for that. There's gas to get myself to and from the venue. There's maintenance on my vehicle to do that. There's all kinds of factors you gotta consider, including music. Downloading music on average, for a wedding, you're downloading $10 to $20 worth of new music, so you gotta add that into the cost. Break down your costs, figure up the value of what it costs you to go out and do a gig, and then pay yourself on top of that. What's the name on my moving head spots? The wash moving heads are Pro DJ Lighting. I'll link them in the description below. They're MHH5 moving heads. And then the new ones, the big moving spots, are American DJ InnoSpot Pros. On Instagram, we got Bryson9133. How long have you been doing DJing? This will be my 7th, going on my 8th year of DJing. David G191, talk about the sync button and your thoughts. All you new DJs that are growing up, you guys know about the sync button. The sync button was around when I started as well. I was lucky enough that I didn't just grow up learning this on my own. I actually mentored off DJs that have been in the game for a long time. All of them grew up in the vinyl era on record players, so they knew how to beat match to start with. And basically, all of them have transitioned into using newer computer technologies and stuff like that, controllers and that. And I asked them this question as well, and the response I got from all of them in my area, this is my area, their thoughts on the sync button, and these are the thoughts that I also have with it because it's what I grew up with, is that the sync button is something that you can use to help improve you as a DJ, given that you also know how to beat match normally, so that the sync button is not 100% perfect. So if you detect that the sync button is not actually beat matching perfectly, you can make those fine-tune adjustments. But it can be used to help speed up how you're mixing with transitions. There's a lot of discrepancy on the sync button out there. I know that for a fact, but what I've learned in my area and everything, and especially in weddings, it's not important that you do a perfectly set with beat matching. In a club scenario, a lot of pros will knock you for not actually beat matching by ear and using the sync button. It's looked down upon. But that's in a very high-end area in DJing where it is actually very much important that you focus on the art of beat matching transitions and there's a lot of techno and a lot of songs that you can do a lot more with compared to doing weddings where it's a lot of the same music over and over again, just in different ways, and there's not really a lot of options to make transitions. It's a lot harder to do beat matching transitions with wedding music. That was a lot of thoughts. But overall, sync button, yes, I do use it. It helps me, and I think that other DJs should use it, but everyone should learn how to beat match by ear and to beat match properly. Sync button will not always be there for you. Pepper Hunted, what is the best beginner subwoofer? There isn't one. I would say the Eon series of subwoofers, but I have not heard the new Eon series of subwoofers. And since I've been into DJing now, I personally don't think that subwoofers are something you should look at for a beginner gear. You can use beginner speakers, beginner two-top speakers like the Mackie Thump series, 15-inch, the Eons and that. Subwoofers are something that you should be looking into when you're going full-on pro and buy pro-grade equipment. Pepper Hunt, I'll also answer your other question. Best beginner lights on a budget? Give me a second. This light right here, they still make it. It's called the Eliminator Lighting Electro Swarm. I broke the microphone in it because I used it at a gig with 4 subwoofers pounding and I had this thing literally right beside the subs. I think it destroyed the microphone in it. For beginners, you don't have to worry about this. This is like an $80 light. I believe it was 80 bucks when I bought it. And the effect that this light does with and without fog, I buy this light for a beginner light 100%. I would buy 2 more of these. I'm actually considering about buying 2 more of these. Other than that, look at par fixtures. The $30 pars are a good investment if you want some cheap budgeting light to last you a couple years. Par lights are a good way to do it. Or look into like the American DJ par profiles. They're only like 50 bucks a piece right now. The Life of Ollie. He asked a bunch of questions. I'm only going to answer a couple. What fuels you through a gig? Drink question mark. I think he's referring to, you see I drink Kickstarts a lot. If you haven't noticed, that is my go-to energy drink is Kickstarts. I use Kickstarts mostly in wedding scenarios and all my gigs. I've switched to like, I always drink a Kickstart. And that's not really to fuel me through the gig, it's to get me focused and to calm my nerves. I've had a lot of, when I first started out DJing, I had a lot of problems trying to speak in front of crowds. I've come through a lot of that. But drinking a Kickstart, that caffeine gets me focused at what I need to do to start the gig off, and it also helps calm my nerves when I jump on the mic. Who is your favorite DJ inspiration? I never really had an inspirational DJ I looked up to. I definitely on YouTube, I looked up to Brian S. Red when I started out. His channel will pop up right here. Or right here. I don't know which side it is, but his channel will pop up here. I'll link to his channel. He's been a DJ forever, and he's like one of the pioneer DJs on YouTube. If you guys are not subscribed to him, I would go subscribe to him. He's got like 11,000 subscribers or something like that. A lot of knowledge there and a lot of wisdom. I definitely looked up to him. Back over to Snapchat. DJ Devin said, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. Bryce, I'm gonna butcher your last name, Sekuliski. Will you be a famous DJ? I don't think the path that I chose in DJing is leading me to a famous situation. So no, I don't think I'm going to be a really famous DJ unless this YouTube blows up. Maybe I will become famous. Subscribe! Well guys, that's all for this week's Q&A. Be sure to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. I'm going to link them right here. Snapchat and Instagram, both of them are RickyWeber65. Follow me there, and I post on there when I'm going to be doing Q&As in the morning, and I wait until the end of the day and collect all the questions and film these videos. That's all for this week's Q&A. Be sure to like, comment any questions that you have urgently below. I will answer them, as I do with any question that anyone posts anywhere on my YouTube channel. Sure, subscribe, and that's all. My name is DJ Rick Webb. Keep the record spin, and I'll see you guys next time. I almost said next year. Well, technically it would be next year, but yeah. Peace.